The best reaction we got to our engagement news was both a happy parent and a crying 1-year-old. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jessica, and I have another installment in this little engagement mini-series. The first video of the series was talking about the proposal and the ring, so I'll link it up in the cards in case you want to check that out. In this video, I'm going to talk about how we told our family and friends, which is especially relevant in quarantine time, where we are in the planning process, and some of the best advice I've gotten so far, telling our friends and family. So the day we got engaged, which was a Monday, we FaceTimed my parents that night. We were going to be traveling for Thanksgiving, so Monday night was the only opportunity to tell them before we were up in the air and out of pocket. Tuesday was a travel day, we were flying, and then on Wednesday, JP's parents came into town and we got to surprise them in person. Then slowly over the next week, we were telling friends and family over text or FaceTime, basically our inner closest circle. My very favorite way we told a couple of our friends was under the guise of dropping off cinnamon rolls. So we had texted our friends, and this entire quarantine period, periodically we'll drop off some treats. Cookies, madeleines, whatever. And so getting a text from us saying, hey, we have cinnamon rolls, nothing suspicious. We arrive at our friend's house, and I do the old sneaky ring trick where I basically put my hand with the ring on top of the Tupperware, and I slid it over to my friend and kind of just like wiggled my hand, hoping that she would notice. She definitely missed it on the first couple rounds, and so I kept going back to say like, oh, there's a specific kind of frosting, or make sure you warm them up. And I was really trying to emphasize, look at the Tupperware, because my ring was on top. And so when she finally noticed, she was screaming. She was so excited. She was so happy. She happened to be carrying her daughter at the time, and her daughter is like, no nonsense, very calm. The minute she hears screaming, she immediately starts crying. And so the best reaction we got to our engagement news was both a happy parent and a crying 1-year-old. Now I want to share some advice. This was advice someone gave to me a couple of years before I ever got engaged, but it stuck in my mind, and I'm so glad I decided to take it. The advice was to enjoy being engaged. While we told our closest friends and family immediately, we waited to post on social media. I'm so glad we followed this advice because it really let us enjoy being engaged and enjoy the moment with our friends and family. The minute you open it up to social media, yes, you get tons of comments and likes and questions and people who want to hear the story and FaceTime you, and that's great. And that will happen no matter when you post. If you post that a minute after it happens, people will come for you and come to you. If you post it 2 weeks after it happens, a month after it happens, heck, you could probably even get married and people would still come to you and want to talk about it. So I would say don't feel pressured to have to share that moment with anyone other than the two of you, and anyone you choose to share it with. I think it was really important for us that our closest friends and family heard directly from us. You don't want your aunt or your cousin, if you're close to them, to hear via social media. I wanted to be the one to deliver the good news and the happy news, and I'm so glad we did it the way we did. Honestly, nobody is going to be upset or care when you post about the happy news. They'll be happy for you whenever you do, and if they're not truly friends, they don't truly care. Where we are in the planning process. Truthfully, we haven't planned anything. We know we want an in-person celebration, so we're waiting to see how this year progresses before we make any set plans. What I have started doing is a Pinterest board and a Google Sheets. So the Pinterest board is for inspiration. I have everything from centerpieces to florals to dress to wedding day makeup that I just have cataloged there. The Google Sheets is basically my brain dump. So anytime I see an article I like, any tips I want to remember, any links to invitations or things I want to bookmark, I basically just dump it into that Google Sheets, and it serves as my brain dump. And that wraps up this video. I hope you're enjoying this little series we have on our engagement. I will be back with some more content, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.